Hiya, I'm going to show you this makeup from scratch today. It's a full face of high street makeup. Everything's affordable but really high performing. I hope you enjoy. As always, everything I've used is listed in the description of the video, so if you click to make it full screen, the title will come up along the top, click the arrow next to it and a full list of everything will drop down. Now, I've already got my SPF and moisturiser on, and the first thing I'm going to try, I haven't used it before, is this CC So Magic from L'Oreal, and it's meant to be like a redness diffusing formula. So it comes out green, and then when you blend it in, it kind of adapts and tints, and it's meant to be good for detracting from redness. Now, one of the things I would say to you about any of these green products, and I feel like it sounds so simple, but it really can cause a bit of confusion. If you're putting this on an area that isn't red, because it's designed to colour correct red, it might look a bit strange. So if you're not specifically targeting redness, don't even look at this. Find, another CC cream that sounds like it's going to be a better match for you. But sometimes I hear from people that say they're not getting the best results out of those green products. And it's because they're going to look strange unless they're specifically colour correcting a red area. Now, as you can see, I am kind of focusing this towards the centre of the face. It's actually a really soft, fresh coverage. I'm really happy with that, to be honest. I'll probably put a little bit of concealer in a few other places. But as I say, I've never worn this before. It's gone on really nicely, but I'll let you know how it lasts the day. It is quite warm. I almost want to just take the excess in a few areas. Got a tiny bit of redness there. I'll do everything else with a bit of cream bronzer, I think. But so far, that looks nice, doesn't it? It's quite velvety to the touch, so I reckon it's going to look quite matte in finish. Okay, following on from here, I'm going to go in with a little bit of the Peaches and Cream contour. I'm going to take this on a fluffy brush, probably pat the excess on the back of my hand and really gently build this up. Now, I've mentioned them in a lot of videos, but in case you haven't tried anything from Peaches or you're wondering about them, they're essentially a really affordable makeup brand, but the pigment, the quality, everything would rival things that I've got that are, 5 times the price. Even though they fit really well into this video because the whole purpose is kind of high street makeup, I would pick these above a lot of expensive brands, whether I was conscious of budget or not, just because they perform so well. Now I'm going really gently with this. I put some tanning drops on last night. The thing with me, you can always see my eyelids are like so much paler than everywhere. What I will do actually is I'm going to put a tiny bit of, I didn't actually bring a concealer in. What I was going to wear was True Match from L'Oreal. I'll put a little bit of True Match across my eyelids and use that to prep for my eyeshadows. Now, the reason I do this is if you've got something on the lids that your eyeshadows can kind of adhere to, it is going to drastically increase the lasting power. So even though this is a foundation, I'm just sweeping it gently over those lids. I'll set it with a little bit of powder, and that will really make sure that my shadows aren't going to go anywhere. True Match, I was going to use that over the CC cream, but I feel like I've got enough coverage from the CC cream, especially on a warm day like today. True Match is definitely one of the best high street foundations, I would say, if you're looking for something that is, I suppose, like a medium coverage that you can build. It's got a really natural finish, and as you can see, it's just, diffused those little eyes there. I'm going to just set this in with another little Peaches fave, the translucent setting powder. I'm going to seal the eyes, and also, to be honest, I usually always set the T-zone, but I think because that CC cream has quite a matte finish, I can get away with not putting too much on. But I know my own skin at the same time, so even though it feels matte, I know I'm quite prone to oil down the centre of the face, so I'm just going to troubleshoot it before it has a chance to, you know, sabotage me. Right, I want to keep everything quite bright and fresh today, so I'm going to use this Peaches and Cream liner in Papyrus, which is kind of like a brighter version of my natural complexion. If you want something in your eyes that just kind of brightens everything, knocks out any dullness, but doesn't look too dramatic, find something in a colour similar to your complexion and use that in the waterline. Now, this will look really bright when I first put it on, but by the time I've, you know, completed my whole makeup, it won't look anywhere near as dramatic, so I'm going to go in. I know that looks a bit bright on its own, but give me 5 minutes and it's going to be fine. I'm going to start prepping the lids with this Maybelline cream shadow. Now, I've just got this recently. When my first job, when I just graduated, in fact, I'm going to use my finger first. I used to always do my makeup on the train, and I just absolutely swore by these. The great thing with them, you can use them on their own just as your eyeshadow for the day. And they're really long lasting, they're really easy to blend. You can see me just using my finger here will be fine. But also, if you were to use this as a bit of a base for your shadows, it really is fantastic because it just makes every colour that you put on top pop. Now, I've patted that in and done a fair bit with my hands. I'm just going to take a soft brush and really fluff this out through the socket. Okay, and then I'm going to take a smaller brush and tickle some of this under the lash line as well. And actually this little step will give you a little bit more pop from that liner as well. Okay, that's feeling nice and soft and smudgy. Just to really enhance the wear, I'm going to use this palette from Collection. It's called the Sahara Dunes palette. I'm actually just going to take, let me have a look at the colours here. This kind of taupey mushroom colour, I think I've used it before, just on my ring finger. And I'm going to press a little bit of this across the lids to essentially seal that cream in and just really build on that entire look. Now, on first look, that hasn't made an enormous difference, but by the time I've finished, that's going to really increase the lasting power of the whole look and make it look a bit more strong and put together. And while I'm here, I'm going to take a little bit of this darker matte shade and just take it a little bit in these outer corners, add a little bit of definition to the ends of those lashes. And the nice thing that will do, adding that little bit of shadow, when I've got my mascara on, it makes you look like you've got more fullness and volume in that lash area, and it'll make my lashes look a bit thicker. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to go in with is a little bit of Peaches and Cream loose pigment in Halo. It's this soft shimmer, and let me just show you there. When it catches the light, it's really pretty. I'm going to take this on a little detail brush and take it under the brow bone, in the inner corners of the eyes, probably a little bit on the cheeks. Now I'm rolling it into the brush in the lid here, and I'm going to put this on before I do the brows. And it just adds a bit of lift and definition, more so when the light catches you than necessarily forward on, but it'll really give the whole makeup a bit more depth and dimension. And I'm going to take a little blending brush, this is Amy Connolly's The Taperer, and really gently tickle this through the cheekbones. I don't want it absolutely everywhere, I just want a soft little touch. A little bit here and there, why not? Okay, next up I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara. As you can see, the wand is huge. Again, that is just a really great product. High street or not, it really delivers. Okay, I want to keep everything quite fresh, a bit beachy today. I'm going to go in with this L'Oreal liner. It's kind of a pink, brown, peach hybrid. It's really pretty. Now, I have actually only taken that on the outsides, like on the actual lip line. I mean, I've obviously gone over as well, let's be honest, but it's quite a close match to my natural lip colour. And I always say this, but that's one of my favourite tips I can give you, because let's say if I was going for dinner now and I've got that line around my lips, as you go through your evening and you know, you've had your glass of wine, you've had your bite to eat, it's melted away. If that line is really crisp and clean, your lipstick still looks perfect. So the next time you're looking for a new lip liner, try and find something in as close a match for your lips as possible. Not only does it mean you can draw them on a bit bigger if you want to, and it's going to be, I was going to say it's going to be okay. I suppose that's subject to interpretation, isn't it? But definitely, if you're going for a bite to eat, it doesn't matter if it rubs off a little bit. And then to peach things up a little bit, I'm going to go in with some Peaches and Cream gloss in Flamingo. Oh my gosh, one of the things I nearly forgot to show you. You know how at the moment everyone's like loving the Y2K revival. It's Britney Spears and Justin in the denim everywhere you look. Basically, one of the things that keeps coming up, you know, when people are doing these videos of how I did my makeup in those days, blah, blah, blah. Dream Matte Mousse keeps coming up, and I feel like everyone had Dream Matte Mousse and I've been meaning to try it again, or, you know, have a look at it. But what I found, which I didn't remember, is a Maybelline Dream Matte Blush. So you know what, let's do it. I've gone for this kind of peachy colour. I've worn it a few times this week actually, and it gives, because it's a matte mousse, it gives kind of a blurred texture. So if you've got any texture in the skin, I think it'd be really nice. What was I going to say about this? I forgot. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Because that CC cream is quite matte, I feel like this will sit quite well over it. But let me just show you. I'm going to go through just like the tops of the cheeks, pretty much right under that highlighter. Tiny bit down the nose. How nice is that? Okay, and then to finish off, this is the Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt Gel. This is one of the best eyebrow products. I don't understand why I haven't seen it all over the internet already. It's just over a £5. What it is that the brush has two lengths of bristles. So this end is quite short, these are quite long. And so as a result, you've got the option to make a bit more of a dense brow with this kind of shorter end. You've got the option to brush it out if you've gone too far or go for something softer. And I just think they make your brows look lovely. I've used it a good few times recently and it's fab. So let me show you how it works. So that was the more dense end. That was the softer, fluffier end, but I pressed a little bit firmer. So there you go, full face of high street makeup. Do you know what as well, to be honest, I love doing that because I think it just shows it doesn't actually make any difference. If you wear colours that you feel comfortable in, take your time applying them, keep your brushes nice and fresh, it always comes out lovely. I'll definitely let you know how that CC cream wears through the day as well. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. As always, please feel free to let me know in the comments if there's something in particular that you want to see. I don't read my DMs, but I always read the comments, so you can ask away any questions there. Have a lovely rest of your weekend and I'll chat to you soon. Take care.